What's up everyone, Coppersan here. It's a battle, MapleStory versus MapleStory2. It's a PvP, it's a battle royale. Actually, MapleStory2 does have battle royale, or at least it's coming out in MapleStory2 Korea. And there's a lot of PvP, but this video is kind of about that, but not really. It's also a bit about the feelings and the differences between MapleStory1 and MapleStory2 in that way. Let's just jump right into it. You'll see what I mean. For example, in MapleStory 1, you grind all day. That's all you do, you know, you gotta keep the grind going. In MapleStory 2, you grind differently through quests. For example, in MapleStory 1, you level up by grinding. If you're gonna go into MapleStory 1 and you'll say like, you know what, today I'm gonna do quests to get to max level real quick. People will just point and laugh at you. Even though the MapleStory 1 characters don't have fingers, they will point at you, they will laugh at you. While in MapleStory 2, if you do anything else, you'll be like ridiculed as well, because what? In MapleStory 2, the fastest way to level up is through following the main quest line. And that's a big change compared to MapleStory 1. Which is nice. I mean, it's pretty cool. You follow the whole story, and in the end of it, somewhere around the end of it, you reach the max level, level 50. You can do this probably within a few days if you're playing casual, but probably quicker if you're a hardcore, I don't care about sleep player, then that will be probably pretty fast for you. It's really nice, it's a nice change. However, this also means that it becomes quite boring at one point if you're following the same story again for your 5th character. You know, maybe not that, but hey, it beats training for at least a year to get to level 250 in MapleStory 1. At least in my opinion, of course. So yeah, that's a big difference already. The training is a lot more casual. You actually get a lot of EXP from a lot of things. Like I can just go fishing in MapleStory 2 for like 2 days and I'll probably be max level as well. It's a lot faster and there are a lot more ways to level up in MapleStory 2. Even through minigames, for example. You can, but just not grinding. Like people are asking like, is MapleStory 2 a party game? Is it like the old MapleStory days where you have to train together? No, it's not. At least not for the training part. In MapleStory 1, it's just all about that solo grind. No one really grinds together anymore. In MapleStory 2, it's kind of like that as well, at least during the actual training. Because you're just following the quest line, and most of the quest lines you can only enter like the special cutscenes and cutscene dungeons by yourself. So you don't really need a party member. You do get extra EXP if you grind though in a party. Like per party member you get a 5% EXP bonus, something like that. It's just that no one really grinds because it's just super inefficient. It does change later on though, because when you're like in the higher levels, at level 50 in MapleStory 2, that's when parties and guilds and the whole social stuff becomes really important, because you will need people to bring down those world bosses. In MapleStory 1, it's always everyone's goal, you know, to like solo bosses and do cool stuff like that. While in MapleStory 2, you really need other people, because the bosses have just such insane HP. It will either take you an hour to beat a decent world boss, or you would need a big party for that. And that's fine, you know, because actually usually the big bosses, they just spawn in the world and you just go there with a bunch of people. It appears on the map, people will go there, and loot is for everyone, you know. You don't have to fight over the loot like you do in MapleStory 1. It's all, geared towards you. I think MapleStory 1 actually changed it later on, so now it is, you get your own drops. But in MapleStory 2 it's already there, so no fighting over loot, it's just one big party of people smashing into one big monster. It's good stuff, you know, and there's a lot of bosses, there are a lot of bosses. Well, in MapleStory 1 there is maybe, you know, Pianus, there is some Papulatus, some Zakum, Horntail, and about maybe 10 bosses. While in MapleStory 2 there is a lot more bosses, there really are a lot of bosses. There are a lot of mini bosses, there are a lot of world bosses. They all spawn on different maps on certain times, certain channels, and it's just quite fun to go and beat them up, you know. It's a whole different experience compared to MapleStory 1, where most of the bosses nowadays people just try to solo them. So that's a nice welcoming change in my opinion. What else is there? So the MapleStory 2 is a lot different compared to leveling up. Bossing is different. MapleStory 2 also is a lot more chill. It's like if you've grown up with MMOs like in MapleStory 1, you just grind forever until you reach max level. And it takes quite some time. While in MapleStory 2, that's not really the case. You get to the end content quite fast. However, similar to MapleStory 1 actually, when you reach max level, that's when the game begins. Then you can go ham on PvP. You can start upgrading your gear. And gear is quite different from MapleStory 1. While in MapleStory 1 it's all about potential and bonus stats, In MapleStory 2, it's kind of like about that as well. It's about the bonus stats. It's about the not really potential, I'd say. But when you let's just say that when you find gear, you will it will get certain bonus stats, a certain amount of bonus stats, and certain type of bonus stats. And basically, the end game of MapleStory 2 revolves around finding the right gear. It's kind of like Diablo 3, where you're always just continuously doing these dungeons, these bosses, to try and get the best gear suited for your character. So it's a whole lot different. And upgrading also is different. There's no scrolls or spell trace or anything like that. You do enhance your gear, but it's like, yeah, you can enhance it until level 11, I believe, and after that it starts. You have a chance that it breaks, and if it breaks, you have to start all over again and like go find yourself a new weapon or new armor, dude, because you just broke it. MapleStory 2 is also a lot more chill in that it really tries to be that second life type of game. While in MapleStory 1 you can do quests, you can train, you can sit in Hennessy's in a chair all day, you can do some mining, you can do some smithing, some herbalism, all that kind of stuff. In MapleStory 2 there is all of that as well, but there also is, you can create your own music, you can design your own house, you can dress, you can create your own clothing. It's all there, you know. It's like it's a very creative game. You can really go ham on it, and it's a welcoming change in my opinion. It's really nice to have all these customization options and really, you know, to create your own second life in MapleStory 2. And the nice thing is that it's rewarding as well. So in MapleStory 1, like, you know, you get medals and all that kind of stuff, and they might give you a small stat boost, but it's never gonna be like that interesting. While in MapleStory 2, you get skill points and ability points from doing those kind of things. Following the main quest line will give you more skill points. Completing achievements will give you ability points. Hanging from a freaking rope in a linea for 10 minutes, bam, ability point. Okay, it's not that simple, but it kind of goes into that direction, you know. So in MapleStory 2, you can get stars from completing certain things while chilling around in the Maple world. For example, hanging from a rope, or looking through binoculars, or killing a boss. This will give you stars, and you can collect stars on every map in the world. And at a certain point, you just, like, if you collect 10 stars, you get free ability points. That's insane. In MapleStory 1, you just get them from leveling up, while in MapleStory 2, the game really wants you to go and explore the world and do these tasks. It's really inviting in that way, and it's really rewarding as well, which is really nice. Like I said, even the mini games gave me a skill point, I believe. It's insane. Or like achievements. So when you're building a house, you can interact with certain objects in your house, and if you do that, you get achievements, and from those achievements you get other rewards. Like it's pretty complete, and it's pretty nice in a sense that you can just go do whatever you do, you know, and it's always rewarding in a way. And that's very different compared to MapleStory 1, where smithing, for example, yeah, you can make cubes, and that's nice, but besides that, no one really uses it. It's not that interesting anymore. While in MapleStory 2, it still is very relevant. No matter what you do, it's always relevant. You want to go fishing? That's cool. You get achievements. You can get a shitload of EXP from it as well. You can just level up by going AFK fishing if you want. You know, that's totally there. You can create your own music scores. How cool is that? So yeah, that's a big difference between MapleStory 1 and MapleStory 2. So let's quickly recap. Leveling is a lot easier. MapleStory 2 is also a bit more focused on PvP. There's even a freaking Battle Royale mode coming, while in MapleStory 1 it's not that competitive, besides look, my damage is bigger than your damage. MapleStory 2 is a lot less grindy. It's a lot more focused on quests, a lot more focused on like becoming a second life, where you do all those kinds of creative things and you get rewarded for it as well. And the world bosses are different. There's a lot more bosses. Boss is very rewarding. Party play is not that big of a thing in MapleStory 2 until you reach level 50, because then the dungeons and the world bosses become very, very important for you. And yeah, the game just it's kind of like for me, at least in my personal opinion, it's the perfect game for someone who like me, who has a full-time job right now. I grew up with MapleStory. Like, MapleStory is my baby, you know. But yeah, I just don't have time to grind anymore. Like, I'm still level 208. I just can't find the time to sit for 5 hours and just grind in the same map all over. No, hell no. I'd rather be, you know, fishing in MapleStory 2 or designing my house. That's a lot more interesting to me, at least. But yeah, those are the differences in MapleStory 1 and MapleStory 2. Let me know what you think about MapleStory 2, if you played it, or what your expectations are. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.
Does that truly capture my greatness?